My name's Sound. I'm on a mission to work my way through the history of RuneScape year by year, beating every challenge this game has to offer and obtaining the iconic gear sets that defined each era. The catch? I'm restricted only to the content that was available at the time, forcing me to travel the beaten and often forgotten paths that the legends before me had forged. Welcome to BiS List.
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring.
Hi, I'm here to apply for the Legends Guild. Gnome. Sound. Hey, what are you— Sir, please hold still. I'm sorry, sir, but you're not quite what we're looking for. And what exactly is it that you're looking for that I lack, might I ask? I mean, no offense, but I'm pretty sure that guy you just let in was wearing a combat bracelet. My guy didn't even have an amulet. 50 smithing. Ah, yes. Oops. Might have forgotten about that one. 50 thieving. You know, I could have sworn that that wasn't 50 crafting. Alright, I get it. I get it. Are you done? No. You also need 107 quest points. Fine. At least I don't need 50 herb lore. Isn't this the point where you go, ah, gotcha, you really do need 50 herb lore? No. You definitely do not need 50 herb lore to join the Legends Guild. Phew. For a moment there, I thought that you need 45. Oh, come on! This is it. We have just one obstacle remaining between us and completing 2003 and all of classic RuneScape. Legends Quest. The skill requirements might seem pretty measly now, but back at the time these were some seriously hardcore levels. XP rates were so low and resources so scarce that only the true badasses of the game managed to grind them all. Now fortunately I've knocked off a few off of the list already, which leaves me with 4 remaining. Here's my game plan. I'm going to start off with smithing and crafting. For smithing I've decided to commit my steel gauntlet into gold smithing gauntlets. Remember that this is a permanent choice back in Classic. And smelt 1,150 gold bars for 50 smithing. Then I'm going to make them into gold amulets for crafting XP and get the remaining levels by spinning bowstrings. After this comes the biggest grind, herb lore. I'm going to be gathering all the herbs myself by killing chaos druids. Not only were herbs far rarer at this time due to there being no farming or slayer monsters, but there were also no grimy herbs, and instead all herb drops were just called unidentified herb, which had to be identified by a herbalist with the relevant level before you knew what type they were. Because of this, unidentified herbs were typically sold in bulk for about 1k each. This made herb lore one of the most difficult skills to train in Classic. For thieving, it's back to pickpocketing, guards specifically. There weren't any better ways to train thieving, and not only this, but getting caught used to put you in combat with the NPC instead of them just stunning you, meaning you had to fight them for 3 rounds of combat before attempting to retreat. Now that I have all the required skills and quests done, I just need to gather the items needed for Legends Quest. Most of them are pretty easy to come by, but I've come across a slight hitch in the obtaining of a soul rune. The only way for me to obtain one is from the Magic Guild shop. However, I need to complete Hand in the Sand in order to access the Magic Guild shop. But it's a 2006 era quest. Fortunately, as luck would have it, I came across a kind stranger who happened to have a single soul rune on them that they were willing to part with for a price. How convenient. Legends Quest is one of the most iconic quests in the game. It can be considered the Dragon Slayer 2 or Song of the Elves of its time. Although the quest was released in 2003, it introduced a pretty serious bug that wasn't fixed until 2005, 2 weeks after it was discovered. Attempting to pick up the blue hat in the VLD caves causes an NPC to spawn and begin dialogue. However, a player could telegrab the hat and put it into their inventory, then the hat could be kept and taken all over the game. The fun bit is that if you dropped the hat and then attempted to pick it up again, it would teleport you back to the VLD caves where the hat spawned, and you'd be able to do this anywhere in the game, even past level 30 wilderness where teleports aren't usually allowed.
Hail to the king, baby. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's time to kick gum and chew ass.
I'm going to put all the reward XP into Herblore. I was considering doing smithing instead, but until 2007 when I unlocked the Grand Exchange, Herblore is by far my most difficult skill to train. Easy 49 Herblore. And there we go, Legends Quest has been completed. One of the most difficult pieces of content, if not the most difficult piece of content in all of classic RuneScape. Now that I've completed the quest, I've unlocked 2 upgrades, the Cape of Legends and the Dragon Square Shield. I think it's only right that I buy both halves of the shield and have them smithed into my own shield rather than buying it ready-made. After all, the street price was about 15 mil back in 2003, so I can afford to splash out a little bit extra to get my own. Now the shield right half is 750k, so I need to raise some more money. And what did people do in 2003 when they needed some extra dough? That's right, a good old-fashioned bank sale. I sold everything from my skill and grind and ended up with just under 950k cash. The only thing I kept was the prayer pots, as I have about 700k's worth, but I'm sure that I will need them in the future. I also need to get a shield left half, and interestingly enough, the Shadow Warriors underneath the Legends Guild had an increased drop rate from the shield left half compared to other monsters which could drop it. So they were quite a popular training spot amongst high levels. But if you think that I'm going to grind out a shield left half without even using a Ring of Wealth, you've got another thing coming. I'm buying it, obviously. And 750k down the drain for my shield right half. Now I just need to find someone with 60 smithing who can make them into a shield for me. It was quite difficult to find someone to make my halves into a shield because most people thought I was trying to scam, but eventually my knight in shining armour, or in this case, black d-hide chaps, Turks, came to my rescue. About the same time as that, somebody tried to give me 1 mil cash and a D-square for free, which I declined, obviously. Just kidding, I took it and traded it to my main. But with the obtaining of the Dragon Square Shield, this brings the 2003 era to an end, as well as classic RuneScape. Here's what my bank and stats look like at the end of the year. It's been a weird journey, and I definitely have a newfound appreciation for the struggle that players would have gone through back in the early years of RuneScape. I've also seen countless acts of kindness towards a cute noob such as myself, and it's given me hope that even though the old school player base is often seen as a bunch of toxic meme lords, it's definitely filled with generous individuals who are excited to share in their hobby. But that concludes Season 1 of BiS List. I'm glad I managed to get this episode finished before the new year. Thank you to those who've been watching since episode 1, and welcome to those of you who have not. Either way, I hope to see all of you in 2004, where we'll be taking our first steps into RuneScape 2 in BiS List Season 2.